Good evening, viewers. My name is JAWWAD JANJUA, and today I will be presenting Guest with Nazir. You must be surprised at why I will be doing this show today. Because in Guest with Nazir, today my guest is Muhammad Nazir.
Thank you very much, JAWWAD.
Welcome to Guest with Nazir.
Thank you.
How do you feel to be a guest, Nazir?
It's honor and it's a privilege for me that I am sitting with my senior colleague JAWWAD QAZI Saab and JAWWAD also, and it's lovely to see you in studio with me.
Well, to be honest, what we were thinking that you've invited loads of people, you've shared their profile with the member of public, but we also wanted to tell people who you really are, who Mr. Nazir is. And we would also like to wish you all the best because you've completed 1 year.
Thank you very much.
For this successful show. So well done to you, because it's easy to say, but it's very difficult to do a TV show. So how was the experience overall in 1 year?
I think it's a tough experience, but I will say thank you and big thank you to my technical team, especially Phil and Greg and all our staff who has played a vital role. And I think they were behind the scenes, but actual congratulations and well done should go to them because they have played vital role behind the scene.
Qazi Saab, how do you feel to be in Guest with Nazir as a host, interviewing Nazir Saab?
Well, interviewing him, I've already interviewed him once. However, I would like to ask you one question. How do you feel when your guests don't turn up? How do you manage your show then?
I think most of the time, mostly guests have turned up according to their time plans, and whatever time and commitment they have given, they have attended the show. And I think that was the also key of the success, and that's why we have delivered all the shows in time.
How do you manage to find so many guests? Because I do have difficulty for my show.
I think it is also your public relationships and also how you communicate with the public, because my show is also on social media, it is also on Twitter, also on YouTube and Dailymotion, and I think that was also a reason that a huge number has contacted me. And I will also welcome if somebody has worked for the community and also done something extraordinary for the profession, whether they are solicitors, barristers, chartered accountants, or anybody who has contributed to this society or in anywhere in the world, like charity work or anything. So we will be happy to sit with them and talk to about their projects and about their life.
One more question, JAWWAD,
No,
if you don't
sure.
mind. The question is, how did you felt doing your first show?
I think it was...
Were you nervous?
Not really, because to be honest, because I've done drama in Pakistan, I've done morning show, and being, I think, a lawyer, when you have done so much practice about in public speaking and also court presentation, because I was advocate in Pakistan, so I feel it was not difficult.
Well, it's a news for me when you say you've done drama. So tell us about your drama. Were you in the Pakistan television?
Yes, it was a drama serial log with my best friend, and he's no more in this world anymore with us, Rauf Khalid Saab. And I was behind the scene and I was assisting him. There was a drama called Log, and it was very famous in Pakistan. And there was a
So you were supporting him from the technical point of view?
Technical point of view.
Or you were in the drama?
And also I was a part of it.
What was your act?
I was acting as a lawyer. So,
as a lawyer?
Yes. So it was great honor.
In drama as well as in real life.
Muhammad Nazir, you always ask this question from your guest about their childhood. Tell us about your childhood. You're born and bred in Pakistan?
Yes, I was born in Rawat. It's a small village near Islamabad and Rawalpindi. And I completed my early education, primary and matric, from Rawat schools. And I think it's worth to share with you, JAWWAD, that it's a great honor that I started my education from a very humble school. There was no basic facilities like electricity. Even there was no desks and chairs. We used to sit on tarp. It's a small mat. You sit on there, and especially in winter, it's very hard, because you can imagine when there is a freezing and cold, and when it's a very hot, there is no electricity, and it was a difficult time.
And a Nazir in Rawat school and now Nazir solicitor, well-known solicitor in Sheffield. How do you feel?
I think I will give credit to my parents and also my teachers. And I think whatever I've gained, it is all their prayers, hard work. And becoming a solicitor, it was actually a wish of my father because he wants to qualify as a lawyer.
So you never wanted to be a solicitor?
It's quite interesting. I'll share with you because my choice was I want to become a lecturer because that was my choice. But what happened one day when I completed my graduation, even I took admission in Qaid-e-Azam University, but my father
in
Islamabad, my father says, I want you to become a lawyer. And his friend, he was also a solicitor, Qazi Iftikhar Saab from Chakwal, and they came to our house and he, convinced me because he said, because it's wish of your father and he wants you to be a solicitor. And I think it's also, I think, privilege for me that I have fulfilled wishes of my father.
When you used to go to school in your childhood, were you a very naughty boy or were you a very good boy?
Or are you still a naughty boy?
I think especially it's a very good question. In studies, I never have any kind of punishment, but on cricket, I used to, very passionate about cricket. I used to even miss classes for the cricket. But because of that, sometimes teachers say, you should concentrate on studies, not on your cricket.
Do you still play?
Sometime now.
What about your parents at home when you used to bring homework? How did they treated you?
I think it's worth mentioning because my father, he started his career as a teacher and he used to monitor all our brother and sisters' homework. And in the evening, we have to show all our homework to our parents. And it's worth mentioning because my mother was not formally qualified, but what she used to do, we used to have a takhti, is a wooden plate. When on the both side of the wooden plate is covered, that everything is written, one side is mathematics, another side is in Urdu, alphabetical, then you can go and play cricket. If you have not completed your wooden plate, you can't go out.
So what do you do these days when you want to go out? Because obviously you need a permission from the Home Minister. Do you have to complete that takhti or wooden plate both sides?
Not really. And I think, to be honest, in my professional career, and especially in my education, when I was doing my professional exams, I will give credit to my missus and especially my children and my family. I have a full backing up. And I think it's very important when you want to share about your success. Without a good partner, you can't achieve all these success.
How many children do you have, Nazir?
I have 3 children.
MashaAllah. Their age?
12, 10 and 6.
Do you want them to be solicitor?
My eldest daughter, she's very bright and she's doing in qualification very good and she wants to become a barrister. And if you want to join this profession, why not?
When we see a TV, Nazir is a very confident anchor. We go to attend different community events. Nazir is there giving a speech. What is the reason? What gives you that confidence? Who gives you that confidence, and why?
I think
do you want to share any?
Yes, it is a
tips
secret. It's a
to
secret.
give confidence to youngsters.
Yes, when I was in primary, my father met our head teacher and he said, I want my son should join all school debate activities, speeches. And I think because he was a teacher and he has specially requested the teachers that I want my son should take part in all these, these activities, whether it's a sport, whether it's debates, whether it's speeches. And I think I will always say the biggest teacher I ever found, it was my father, and he was my ideal. And all these community things, yes, he was an education reformer, and it's worth mentioning his name, Barkhurdar Awan. Whenever people talk about in Islamabad, when they talk about education and schools and their improvements, and especially in my village, Rawat, they will ever remember this personality.
Actually, Nazir, tell me something. People who live in this country for years, when they become parents, especially father, they want their children to have education in Pakistan. How do you feel about that? Have you ever thought about your children going to Pakistan and having education there?
I think there was a stage when I was thinking, but we should not forget that if you are concentrating on their education and their homework and their activities. Yes, of course, I have met few parents who wants their children should be brought up there, and especially when they talk about their early days, especially primary and matriculation, which is equal to O level. And it's worth mentioning, I still say that education system is brilliant here, but when we compare early education and O level, Pakistan is the best.
Why do we still compare?
Because I think if Javed Saab has asked this question, I think it's worth to have a comparison.
I'll give you my personal experience. I've had my two children in Lawrence College up till matric. So I feel that I did a very good thing taking them there, because I get all the respect. They respect the family and friends. I have never had any complaints from my friends that they had said anything bad to them. They always give respect to their elders. That's what they've learned from there, I think. That's my personal opinion.
I think I will differ here, because it depends how you brought up there, how much time you gave them, and how you monitor them, their, especially upbringing. And when we talk about the moral values, ethical values, it also starts from the home. How you train them, how you teach them, and I think this is the basic thing.
My wife stayed there with the children, and I used to visit regular. So,
so that was
that
a
gap
concept,
wasn't
yes.
there,
How many programs you've completed, Nazir, in 1 year time?
Oh my God.
Have you missed any program?
Not really, but I've completed quite a few, and I'm grateful for all my guests who have made this show a success. Still, there are always little pockets of improvements. Yes, of course, we will do that.
Because we all learn.
Yes, but my promise is that we will make sure that Sheffield Live and our team will deliver a positive message for the community, because a lot of people think what this show is about, and I will answer that question, that Guest with Nazir is a show which present the profile of professionals and the people who have struggled in their career. I want to show that struggle, because behind the scene nobody can see if somebody has achieved a goal, a career, or a success, how they have achieved. And I think this is the main reason that we are going to focus on that point.
Have you any regretted that why I invited this guest?
Never ever. I think these are personalities have worked hard in their life and whatever they have achieved, and I think it's worth to show our public and our viewers.
One more question from me. Do you do your show in English or Urdu?
I do in English, and
that's very good.
And if I have to do in Urdu, of course I will do it, because sometimes it could happen. Because
so have you done your show in Urdu?
No, all my shows are in English, and because Urdu show is with JAWWAD QAZI Saab, and he's doing his
similar kind
of personality profile, and because he's doing in Urdu, and I think for me English is, I will contain myself within the boundaries of the English language.
Okay, Nazir Saab, when did you come to England?
I came here in 2001, and in 2004 I became a solicitor. And before
when you came here 2001, obviously you didn't have any job. What was your qualification? And at that time your qualification was from Pakistan?
Yes, I was a qualified lawyer, advocate, High Court from Pakistan.
Were you practicing when you were in?
Yes, I was practicing there in Rawalpindi. And Alhamdulillah, I have a very successful start in Rawalpindi district. And I also have a master's degree in political science. And when I qualified in 2004, here I already was working with my firm, with the existing firm. Now I'm a partner of that firm, Vasco Brown Solicitors in Sheffield.
Political science, you said you've done that. Are you thinking of joining any political parties?
Yes, I have, of course. If I'm living in a society, I have affiliation with a political party. And I think when you are living in a society, yes, as a member of society, you have to play active part. And I am a part of this society, yes.
Where do you see Muhammad Nazir in next 5 years' time?
I think I will be around in Sheffield. And
so you're not planning to go anywhere?
Not anywhere. And inshallah, I will be working with Sheffield Live. And of course with JAWWAD QAZI Saab, with you, and with my wonderful team. And to be honest, I feel honored that I am living in Sheffield, And Sheffield is like my family now. And quite often people say Sheffield is village. Yes, it is village. We respect each other. And I think we should take this city further.
It's got to be a big village because it's the fourth largest fourth largest city in England.
Yes, of course. And now the people sometimes also share this view that the world is a global village. So we are part of a little village between this global village.
Right.
And do you think in next 5 years' time you will be continue doing Guest with Nazir show?
You can't say these things that whether, because I can't predict future. Yes, God willing, and if I'm having guests like you, Javed Saab, and many more, definitely, of course, I will be around, and it will be honor for me.
And am I right to say that you are a radio presenter also?
Yes, I present a radio show, Legal Corner, and I cover legal aspects, and I also educate community on various legal subjects.
Okay. Do you think Sheffield is a safe place to live?
Yes, of course, it's a beautiful place, and I think we should also work for the harmony, peace, love, and affection within the society, and I think it's a wonderful place to live.
Okay, tell me about your early life in Sheffield. Muhammad Nazir, born and bred in Rawat, which is not a big city, very near from the capital city, but it's not a big city. Moving into Europe, in Sheffield.
I'll share a very interesting incident. One day I was sitting in job center in Sheffield, and my missus was sitting next to me, and a gentleman was speaking English, but he was speaking Yorkshire English. And I whispered my missus, what this gentleman is saying and which language he's speaking. She said, he's speaking English. I said, no, it's not English. So this was one of the things I have, language barrier. I will, of course, say that. But I think after a few months, when I picked up accent, there was no difficulty. Yes, of course, there was a struggle to continue in the profession and to qualify it. There were some difficulties. But I think when you work hard and achieve something, that is I think, the real taste of the life.
Well, that was a guest with Nazir, and I hope you've enjoyed the show today. Our guest was Muhammad Nazir. Next week, Nazir will be back as a host. Nazir, thank you very much to be our guest today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.